Hello and welcome to Lidl Moves for 20 by 20 Beginners Yoga. My name is Sharon O'Connor and I'm really excited to take you through this practice for the next 20 minutes. Before we kick off, let me just remind you of all of our fabulous props which will help us throughout our practice. So my block is your stack of books. So the varying heights is just you removing books and deciding what level of support or height of support you need in your practice. Our cushions or our pillows are just really convenient for us in our twists, and you can sit up on one now if you'd like to perch. I think I will, and place your sit bones on a cushion. And then finally our blanket, the unsung hero of our yoga practice. At any point, if you've sensitivity in your knees, or if you're just not used to doing a practice on your knees on your mat, you can place your blanket across your mat and use that for some support, and we'll be using that too. So, as we kick off our practice, starting to settle into the space, sitting in a comfortable position. So it could be Sukhasana like me, or maybe Virasana, which is sitting up on your shins like this. And again, remembering that you have your cushion to help you in whatever is most comfortable. I'm going to sit in Sukhasana. So gently closing your eyes, palms facing upwards or downwards on your shins or on your knees. Starting to notice your breath here. Noticing your inhale, expanding your rib cage, and your exhale, deflating. Many of us support people in our lives all the time. We energize others, we build them up, we compliment them, we share our energy. And that is a beautiful trait. It's an important trait. And we're going to focus on that trait as we start our practice today. And we're going to focus it inwards. I want you to compliment yourself. So calling yourself by name, give yourself a compliment. So I would say, Sharon, you are kind, strong. There's no limit to the number of compliments you can give yourself, but just call yourself by name, either in your mind or verbally, and give yourself a compliment. And see how that feels. And now with the same compliment, changing your name to I am. So I am kind. I am strong. And seeing how that feels. Feeling the warmth of your strengths. The energy of acknowledging yourself. Maybe a small smile is forming on your face, maybe not. Gently opening your eyes, engaging your core as you sit here, giving yourself a solid foundation. Inhaling your shoulders up to your ears and exhaling them all the way down your back. You're giving yourself a nice little massage here. An inhalation and an exhalation. So a full breath cycle is a full circle. You're encouraging those shoulder blades all the way down to your sit bones. Making this a really conscious shoulder roll. Core is engaged. Foundation is strong. Pausing. On your next inhale, you're going to raise your arms out and in a nice T shape at shoulder height. Your palms are facing up to the sky. Take a second here to consciously lower your shoulders, but don't let that lower the height of your hands and your arms. So take a look at your arms, take a look at the strength of your body. And now on an inhale, we're going to come to Cactus Arms. Pausing here for a second, your core is engaged, you have a strong foundation. And then really slowly, you're just going to bring both of your arms in towards each other. And ideally, we're aiming for them to touch. Now, you might get to here today, you might get to here. We're just encouraging an opening of our shoulders, encouraging our arms, our elbows, our palms to meet. Then very slowly, we're just going to come out of this the same way we came into it, moving back to cactus arms, and then very gently coming back to palms facing up to the sky and lowering both of our hands down. Now, nice and slowly, mindfully, we're going to make our way onto our back, ensuring that you have your cushions within arm's reach of your mat. So coming to lie flat, planting your feet. The outer edge of your feet is at the outer edge of the mat, so a nice wide stance here. Fingertips on your hip points and just starting a nice windshield wiper motion from side to side. We're talking mist here now, not torrential rain, so it's a nice slow conscious movement, just rocking on your lower back. Coming to stillness here, hugging both knees into your chest, and then keeping a hold of your right knee, hugging it in and lengthening your left leg out. Option here to hover your leg a few inches above the mat, or maybe you want to lower down to the mat. Totally up to yourself. We're going to align our breath here with the flexing of our ankles. So we're going to inhale to flex, we're going to exhale to lengthen. Just continuing this for a few moments. Your core is engaged, strong arms holding your right knee in, starting to open up your left hip. Gently swapping, this time hugging your left knee in. Option to raise your right leg a few inches off the mat, hovering it or maybe lowering it down. And again, as you inhale, you're flexing, and as you exhale, you're lengthening. Ensuring that you align your movement to your breath, not the other way around. Hugging both knees into your chest now, grabbing your cushions and placing them at hip height on the right side of your mat. Hugging your knees in, and then we're going to come into a supine twist. So you're gently going to lower both knees over so that they find your cushions. Now your left shoulder blade will want to raise off of the mat here, and it may well raise off of the mat. But what we want to do is we want to encourage both shoulder blades to be glued to the mat. So that's why we have a nice height on our cushions. And play around with this height. Maybe grab another cushion or maybe remove one. Depends on your comfort levels. Place your right palm on your top knee just to deepen this twist a little bit, and lengthen your left hand out along the floor, looking over that thumb if comfortable. Just taking a few deep breaths here, encouraging that left shoulder blade towards the mat, looking over your left thumb. Gently coming back to center, maybe taking a little rock from side to side, realigning yourself if you've tilted towards the right, and grabbing your cushions and placing them at hip height on the left. Hugging those knees into your chest again, and gently lowering both knees over towards the left. Mindful of your right shoulder blade, which is going to want to come off the mat now. So playing with the height of your cushions, ensuring that you're encouraging that shoulder blade towards the mat. If it comes off the mat, don't worry about it. Yoga is about progress, not perfection. So it might be a little bit closer the next time and a little bit closer the next time. Placing your left palm on your top knee, lengthening your right hand out and looking over that right thumb, breathing into this twist. Gently coming back to center, maybe taking a little rock from side to side. And then nice and slowly we're going to make our way up onto all fours. So just rolling over onto one side, placing yourself towards the top of your mat. And we're going to use our blankets here because it is good if you're not used to a yoga practice. It's a really nice support to have under your knees. So just draping your blanket around midway on your mat, and then positioning both of your knees under your hips on your blanket. Your wrists are under your shoulders, and we're going to flow through some cat-cow motions here. So inhaling to arch your back and look up, and then exhaling to round your spine and finally tuck your chin. And just continuing this motion with your own breath. Nice and slowly. Again, the motion is led by your breath. You're not moving your breath to match the motion. And now pausing here, toes touch, knees as wide as the mat. Again, still on your blanket, we're just going to come into our first child's pose. So child's pose is a lovely restful pose in yoga, but it's also an active rest pose because we're elongating our spine as we're in child's pose and encouraging our sit bones towards our heels. So walking those hands forward, lowering that forehead down to the mat, encouraging your sit bones towards your heels. Inhaling to lengthen your spine, exhaling to encourage those sit bones down. Just taking a few breaths here, allowing your forearms to rest on the mat. On an inhale, we're going to tuck our toes. And we're going to be led by our hips here and just raise them right up high to the sky. Nice bend in the knees. We're coming into our first downward facing dog. So you have a nice bend in your knees here and just start to pedal out the legs a little bit. Just getting your body used to this movement. Now coming to stillness, taking one breath here. And then gently just looking forward at your hands and taking a nice walk, mindful of your blanket, at your own pace, no rush, up to the top of your mat. When you get to the top of your mat, you have a nice bend in your knees. You're in Uttanasana, forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows here, taking a nice sway from side to side. Sway to the point where you can feel your side body starting to open up a little bit. Swapping the cross of those elbows, just continuing to sway. Now coming to stillness, we're going to roll on up, but we're going to use our own palms as a nice little pace tracker for us. So placing your palms on the outer edges of your legs, we're going to roll on up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae, as slow as we possibly can. And our own hands are telling us how fast we're going here. So use them as your pace tracker. Coming all the way up, your head is the very last thing to come up, nice and slowly. When you come up to stand, just rolling your shoulders back gently once. We're just going to align our movement with our breath here. We're going to inhale our arms out and up, energy all the way to the fingertips. If comfortable, looking up and exhaling all the way down. And twice more, inhaling all the way up, core engaged, exhaling all the way down, nice and slowly. Inhaling all the way up and exhaling all the way down. We're going to go through a gentle flow now. So positioning your blanket where it was earlier for our cat-cow, so kind of around the middle of your mat so that it's there to catch our knees and support us. So coming to the top of your mat, we're going to do exactly what we just did there. We're going to inhale our arms out and up, look up. We're going to exhale all the way down this time. So coming down to your mat with your palms, a nice bend in your knees. You want your palms to reach the mat. And then on an inhale, very gently, you're just going to reach back with your right foot and you're going to lower that knee down onto your blanket and untuck your toes. So at this point, you may want to use your books, my block, or maybe you have double and you have some books here and some books here, because it may not be comfortable for your palms to be on the mat. We're going to come into a very gentle twist here. So on an inhale, you're going to raise a really engaged left palm up high to the sky, and you're going to look up at those fingertips. Now, if you only get to here or you get to here, it doesn't matter. The key thing is that you're engaging your core, you're checking in with your body, and you're moving. So inhaling and looking up, irrelevant of how high your hand goes. Pausing with your hand up high and gently lowering it back down to the mat or to your books. And now we're going to come back into our tabletop position here. So gently bringing that left knee back to meet your right, positioning yourself with a nice strong foundation here. And we're going to inhale to come back into our lovely cow pose. And then we're going to exhale to round the spine in cat. Then we're going to make our toes touch, come back into Balasana, which is child's pose. And we're going to spend just one breath here. So inhaling deeply and exhaling. And then tucking the toes and coming back up into our downward facing dog. One breath here, then glancing at your hands and taking a nice slow walk back up to the top of your mat. When you reach the top of your mat, we're going to slowly roll, again tracking with your own hands, slowly rolling on up to standing. Head is the last thing to come up. And then inhaling our arms up high to the sky, looking up, and exhaling our prayer to our heart center. And just pausing here and checking in with your body, seeing how you feel having done one side. Maybe you want to pause at this point, pause me, and check in with yourself. Coming to the top of your mat again, feet are hip distance. Inhaling your arms out and up. Exhaling out and down, energy all the way to those fingertips. Bending your knees if you need to, palms reaching the floor. Inhaling that left foot back, exhaling the knee down to your mat, to your blanket, untucking the toes. Again, remembering that you have your books that you can use at either side of your foot here for support. On your next inhale, raising a nice engaged palm, right palm up high to the sky. And if comfortable, looking up at that palm. Again, it doesn't matter how high you go here. It just matters that you're engaging your core, you're supporting your body, you're looking at that knee to make sure it's not swaying inwards or outwards. Looking at that palm and then sweeping it back down to the mat. Bringing your right foot to join your left in a nice tabletop position here. Inhaling to your cow and exhaling to cat. Inhaling to child's pose and exhaling. Inhaling to tuck your toes and come up to a nice downward facing dog and exhaling. Inhaling to look forward and gently walk to the top of your mat and exhaling. Palms at either side of your legs, gently and slowly rolling on up to standing. Head is the last thing to come up. And then on your inhale, raising your arms up, looking up, and exhaling your prayer to your heart center. Now slowly and mindfully, we're going to make our way back onto our backs on the mat. So removing your blanket and assisting yourself to come down vertebrae by vertebrae onto your mat. When you reach your mat, just again placing your feet at mat width, your fingertips on your hip points, and just starting that nice windshield wiper motion from side to side once again. Pausing, rocking from side to side. And then one leg at a time, just lowering yourself down so that you're fully lying on your mat. Your feet, allowing your feet to sway out from side to side. Again, just that kind of windshield wiper motion here, allowing them to settle. And then coming to stillness. Palms are facing upwards alongside your body, and gently closing your eyes. Starting at your toes, you're just going to engage your toes, engage your ankles, and really flex. On an inhale, you're going to flex all of the muscles in your feet and your toes right up to your knees, and then on an exhale, you're just going to release them. You're going to inhale to do the exact same with your thighs, right up to your groin, your buttocks. Then you're going to exhale to release. Coming up to your core and your sacrum, inhaling to fully engage, and then exhaling to release. Moving to your hands on an inhale, making a nice tight fist, flexing your wrists, and then exhaling to release. Moving up your arms, engaging your biceps and your triceps, maybe even lifting them off of the mat, and then exhaling to release. Moving up to your shoulders. On an inhale, raising those shoulders right up to your ears, and then exhaling to release them down. Releasing yourself onto the earth. Coming to your face. We're going to do the exact opposite thing of what we were all told when we were younger. We're going to scrunch up and engage every muscle in our face. On an inhale, engaging all the muscles. You're frowning, you're scrunching, your lips are pursed. On your exhale, you're going to open your mouth wide and sigh it out, feeling the impact of this engagement on all of your muscles. Allowing yourself to be supported. Remembering the compliments you paid yourself. I am. I am. I am. Starting to engage with your breath a little bit more, noticing it, introducing some movement to your fingertips and your toes. In your own time, gently making your way over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow, keeping your eyes closed. In your own time, supported by your left hand, gently make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Placing your palms either down or upwards on your knees or on your thighs. Joining your hands together at heart center. We'll close our practice by saying Namaste. Namaste means the light within me bows to the light within you. We identified just a flicker of that light with those compliments in our practice today. Namaste.